Okay, we're checking out everything RAFA related. They just dropped a video about probably 4 or 5 hours at this point. It says 3 hours ago, but I've had this tab open for a minute about RAFA customization options. And this is exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted to see some of the different customization. I'm a customization type of guy. So let's check it out. I'm tired. I have not taken a bite of proper food today. So let's get it done. Anyways, thank you guys for tapping into the frequency. Hope you guys are out there being your authentic selves. Remember to love yourself, spread love. Let's hop into this. First, we're off a fit check, bro. Love it. Let's go.
RAFA's customization definitely leans into his past as a military experiment. We wanted to show even the possibilities of how this could have ended up, whether he was blinded in combat or part of a more explicit TDR outfit with larger helmets and headgear and all this kind of stuff. In RAFA's customizations, you can see even helmets that call back to new tales from the Borderlands. The TDO army that shows up and causes havoc in that storyline. We wanted to kind of upgrade and have our own take as well with the improved look of TDR in this game. How does that reflect to his design through all the other experimentation that they could have come through?
Let's get ducksy.
Oh, that's heat. Bro,
through all the other experimentation that they could have come through.
Let's get ducksy.
Bro, that is a sick outfit. Fuck. God, this outfit is so hard, bro. Dude, this is a cold outfit. Bro, the concept art right here, this is a heat design. I like it with the black hair. I also like kind of like how his hair is like a mohawk, like a faux hawk type of thing. I like the colors they chose.
His design.
I'm assuming they are going from the concept art to this one when they show it translated. Yeah, translated over into in-game. Oh man, I'm not necessarily a fan of the color they chose. I do like the purple. I don't like the color with his hair, the blonde. But this outfit's clean, bro.
Through all the other experimentation that they could have come through.
Fuck, this character is really my style with where they went through with this.
Let's get ducksy.
Oh man, that outfit's clean, bro. And it's funny enough because I just watched a YouTuber 100% Borderlands 3. Well, I kind of skipped through his video and I wanted to see his tier list at the end because he talked about how it was loved and hated, and he played through all the DLC and he put the Western. I just bit my tongue because of my lisp. The Western DLC at the top, and that jogged my memory because when I went back, bro, I was like, bro, the Blood and Bounty. I don't remember what it was called. It just sucked because I just watched it, but I think I'm tired anyways. That was the best DLC in Borderlands 3, and some of the best storytelling and just the character. I think the girl, like the antagonist, bro, was fire, bro. I absolutely love that DLC, like in the Japanese and Western mix, and then the McSmugger or that whole thing, loved it. And this is giving me those vibes. The toxic, this outfit where he was, let's get toxic, and then the other outfit, that is so cold, bro. But I want to play, low-key the Vault Hunters are getting me in this one. I don't know who to play first because I don't usually play a Siren first, but Vex, bro, her design and everything is so clean, bro. There we go, talking about this Japanese style, this like Oni mask, tech, digital cyberpunk. Fire, bro. Yeah, it's alright, it's like a survivalist. Still heat though, they went off with these. Shit, man, these designers are so talented, bro. Man, bro, that is sick. RAFA by far has the best customization. I think I've seen the videos that they have Vexes out, but I didn't, which sucks because I covered Vex, but then I didn't put her customization all in one video, which in this I'm catching up on everything RAFA. So, those customizations are hard, bro. Oh, that is so sick. He spoiled a little bit, but it's all right because I've been hearing about RAFA anyways, and I like that they're hinting, or like not hinting. I like that they're diving more into TDR as a company and everything, a little like, you know, company corruption behind them. So I kind of already knew that he was a soldier from Theodora, but let's or a little test soldier. I don't know. I love the little guns with feet, man.
Valued shareholders of the TDR Corporation, we are proud to debut our newest project, the Live Frame.
A live frame.
Meet our first prototype, DF-191.
Call me Rafa, sir.
DF-191 here hails from the Seam, asteroid belt, yes?
Yes, sir.
So you grew up in microgravity. Your body can't handle a planetary gravity well.
First time I stepped off the shuttle, I fell flat on my face.
And yet here you stand, tall, proud, model of a TDR soldier.
Gracias, sir.
I don't give a shit about
Let's
you.
have a demonstration. Live Frame is an advanced exoskeleton that enables anyone to survive the battlefield. Right now, the weight of DF-191's own body is betraying him, crushing his lungs. He's fighting for his life, and not for the TDR Corporation.
What?
Hey, bastardo.
Thanks to the
he
tireless
didn't like
efforts of
that.
our scientists and the sacrifices made by DF-191 and his fellow prototypes, Live Frame is a success.
The crazy part is he's calling like these actual real soldiers, but that's the Borderlands universe. But you know what's so spooky about this is that it is really just not that far off from our own world. But it's crazy he's calling the humans in the suits prototypes, bro. That is crazy. Oh, did I pause it? Oh man, I gotta see where I even stopped at. I don't know if what I said just hang on, I gotta make a cut real quick. So my spacebar, of course, was I was tabbed into Audacity or not. What is going on with me? I was tabbed into OBS. So when I hit pause is usually key bound by default, I think, to OBS's little stop and start the recording thing, so it paused it. My apologies. Now we're clicking back into the window. But the last thing I was saying is it is cursed. That is foul. But that's how some big corporations really look at their, you know, employees and shit. They don't give a damn about them. So that's kind of crazy. Or it's not crazy at all. This is wild.
Nah, there's only one thing more important to TDR than
So I'm confused. I'm confused about the suit though. The weight of his body was working against him, so his body's not used to the gravity. So the suit like equalizes it out. Like, why is his body's not used to the atmosphere or something here? I don't know.
the lives and honor of our armed forces, the living, breathing backbone of this company. And that is savings.
Is it because they're cheap?
Project Live Frame is too expensive.
What?
The board.
The funny thing about this is, from what I've seen in other games, the TDR weapons and company line just sucks. So I wonder if this game, they're going from with this too, they're going in with this sort of idea that, I don't know if collectively everyone in the Borderlands space agrees to certain TDR weapons. I'm sure there's legendaries and stuff that I don't remember using in the past that are actually cracked from TDR. Was the Infinity Pistol TDR or Vladov? I think it was Vladov, the double spinning barrel. I like that gun, but I think it was pretty underpowered to other legendaries. Either way, what I'm saying is there's this whole thing behind TDR is cheap, right? And like the whole thing is you throw away the guns and everything, and they like there's like the guns you can reload and throw away and explode. So it's this idea that it's, you know, going into Borderlands 4, I wonder if they're gonna make the TDR guns actually even, like they're gonna dive into that sort of idea, but actually make the guns more to stand up to par with the other guns.
Has decided to reduce our overhead in R&D.
That didn't they help make the
Most
suits?
expensive part of soldiers, keeping them alive. The dead frame enables
Bro.
exoskeleton-fitted soldiers to fight even after they perish on the battlefield.
Ooh, that's cursed.
1/10 of the cost.
I felt like some Dead
Come
Space
quietly,
cursed.
DF-191.
I told you.
It's Rafa.
It's Rafa.
Movie level line writing right there. I liked it though.
Want him? God!
Oh, that was cool. Oh, bro. Bro, Rafa is sick. He is a soldier, but... Bro, Rafa is a beast. He actually
You think your life matters?
he actually cares about his comrades.
Is Meteor. Everything we make is cheap, designed, thrown away. Guns, soldiers. We are, all of us, savings.
Savings. Damn. I'm surprised he didn't just get back up.
Rafa is no one's savings. Rafa is free.
So you perished and rose again to haunt this world.
No. Rafa no está muerto. Dead frame, it is a branding thing.
Well, do you drink blood or...
That's vampires. He's a zombie.
It's not. What part aren't you getting? I am alive.
He's
See,
a haint.
I have been given a second chance. I may die at any moment. That is why I live carefree. You know, YOLO, as they say.
Yolt, given your supernatural resurrection.
Yolt.
You know what? Fine.
Yolt, you only live twice?
Son idiotas.
Oh, Yolt, given your situation, you only live twice. That was cool. That just registered. That was cool. I love how they're telling their story around the campfire, bro. It's exactly how I would do it, bro. I love that, dude. I love his background, bro. I wonder if we're gonna, you know, find like the voice that are they called echoes in Borderlands, bro? I can't remember. I think they are called echoes. I've played so many games that have like voice recording clips that you pick up, and I can't remember in each world what they're called. In Borderlands, I'm pretty sure it's echoes. I wonder if we're gonna find echo logs of what's, you know, more of their past or encounters on this planet at least. But oh man, Rafa, that whole combat sequence where he did the butterfly flip, or well, he did like a backwards corkscrew. I don't know what kind of dude. I love agile ninja-y characters, and he feels like he basically is an advanced soldier. He's a bit of an advanced soldier.
I told you, it's Rafa.
You want him? God!
Bro. Yeah, it was like a corkscrew, a gainer flip into a corkscrew. Whoo! I love that shit. Bro, Rafa. No, man. Y'all can't make Rafa so cool, bro. Damn. And we didn't even get the other two's trailers yet, bro. I'm ready for this game. I'm really hoping the story is up to par. Anyways, you got more to move on to, so let's keep going. Well, this is the gameplay overview, so that's what we got next. I was gonna do these in a particular order, but I really didn't. Let's just keep going.
It's me, Rafa.
The Exo Soldier. Good music choice.
Looking good? Feeling good.
Peacebreaker cannons, one-man army.
You didn't think we were finished, did you?
A cleaner.
Yikes.
The hell is this?
Here come the fireworks.
Accept fate!
You have selected Die in a Screaming Inferno.
Ooh.
Adios.
Yeah. Get it. Choi ba. Here we go, boy.
I'm sorry, even if they're coming back with a lot more love. I mean, I've never really pre-ordered games in the past. I've pre-ordered maybe 1 or 2 games very early in my childhood when I feel like, or my parents did it for me, but when it was, I felt like a little more worth it to do. Not going to say anything about Borderlands 4 or speak down on them or anything, but I'm not too sure about pre-ordering games. Consumers, vote with your wallet. I'll give them credit, though, where credit is due. Game developers put an incredible amount of time into their work, and it's amazing to me, and I will always love games and never talk down on the sheer amount of work that goes into a game, even if it's crappy or whatever. Because Borderlands 3 was still so much fun to me with the movement and everything and the way it played and felt compared to the other games. But yeah, the story didn't hit, and I am someone who, I'm not gonna act like I'm this fucking college graduate in writing stories. I'm not. But the writing, not including the Vault Hunters and the I almost said in the thumbnails, in the actual cutscenes and Maya and how they handled certain things, I was like, bro, no. So what I've seen so far from the Timekeeper and everything, I don't know if they'll top Handsome Jack, which I'm not gonna do this unrealistic thing and think that every fucking villain that comes out in the game's got to be damn near close to Handsome Jack, but at least Handsome Jack sets the bar where it's like, let's do some things to get a villain close. I think Troy could have been that in Borderlands 3, because he actually started to lose his mind at one part where he was just like, whoo, he didn't care. He was sapping power from his sister. But anyways, again, that's just all to say that even though I know that there's very talented devs that go into making an entire game, it's like, y'all know the climate that gaming has had in the past couple years, so maybe even longer than that, where I'm like, yeah, make sure you be smart with your money as a consumer, bro. But also, buy the games you enjoy. I'm not gonna pocket watch you, but also it is, remember, when you're able to control your spending and all of that, it really sends a message to what types of products these companies, not just in gaming, have to deliver. So the smarter you move with your money and the more restrictive you are on what you want to put your time and money into, because we only got a finite amount of that while we're alive, shows the people providing these services to put up a bit more of, effort into their things that they're creating for us. But anyways, nonetheless, I'll get my little pre-order rant out the way. Let's do Rafa's abilities breakdown. What do I got after this? Let me take a look. We just got Beyond the Borderlands after this, so let's check it out. My ears.
Everything about Rafa is centered around his exosuit, defines everything he is. Everything
like
Tediore is, they're the Walmart of guns. You just use them once and throw them away. So that's kind of idea of his
He said they're the Walmart of guns, bro. That is hilarious.
exosuit is. Tediore is just using this soldier, and when they're done with him, they're going to throw him away. But usually, when we look at a character, we try to focus on one little piece of them, and like, could this be an action skill? We start developing the character from there.
Oh, that's cool. This year's gimmick, arc knives. And the grappling hook.
With arc knives, what makes that particularly badass is that focus on melee combat. We don't typically do it that much, so having something that just really drives into it and getting into the mix of things and being able to just cut away at enemies is a much more unique sort of playstyle than you'll see with a lot of other Vault Hunters. This tree will allow him to do things like buff his movement speed, buff some of his damage, allow the knives whenever you attack people in melee to actually do AoE shot damage, and also do things like replace the dash attack that he has with Elite, changing the element to corrosive.
Let's drop some acid.
Yeah, corrosive.
Rafa's arc knife action skill puts him in third person, where he becomes this super agile ninja with dual laser swords. He slices his enemies, he marks his enemies to deal more damage to them as he's damaging them, and finally he ends with something we're calling Blade Fury, which just does massive amounts of damage to every enemy he's touched with his action skill.
Remote agent. Piece breaker cannons. So these are the two like rocket launchers in the back. I'm actually more interested in this. Melee combat low-key feels like it's going, like it will be fun with the more Viking Thor-ish character.
For RAFA's Peacebreaker cannons, what makes that particularly badass is the sort of automatic nature of it. Once you pop it, it allows you to just up your overall DPS. You point at whatever it is that you want to see die, and you get to just unload on him.
This is kind of an ode to Mose and Axton, where he puts a turret on his back and it just starts blasting away enemies.
Yes, I loved Mose. Mose's gameplay was so much fun. It was just explode everything, chuck grenades. You can do grenade builds with Mose, some insane stuff, dude. I loved Mose, bro.
Eventually, you can start customizing this with rockets, shotguns, or even lasers.
The Apophis Lance lets you basically set aside a little cannon and fire it as you need. However, because it does affect your gun handling a little bit, we wanted to make sure that this is something that feels good when you use it, because you're trading a little bit of your gunplay.
Yes.
All the augments focus in on it, allowing you to do things like get more charges for it, so you can fire it more often. Action skill cooldown, crit enemies more often, and also just a general overall buff to it.
One thing I'm known for around the office is I love putting explosions on everything. I try to put explosions wherever I can. If I don't know what to do, add an explosion. So with Rafa, I kind of insisted I wanted him to be all about grenades. So he has a few builds where he just gets...
Bro, Rafa seems like my character, bro. Y'all can't do this. Y'all made a character perfectly tailored for me, bro. I feel so special. Shit. That Rafa feels like my first playthrough to have so much fun, bro. Low key. Based on what he did, I'm taking his word for it.
to spam grenades constantly for
yes,
shooting his
grenades.
gun, using his action skill, whatever. He can even double his grenades.
It sounds like he was in charge of Mose.
I think fans should be excited about Borderlands 4 is because we've expanded on everything we've done previously. With Borderlands 4, with how deep our skill trees are, my character is always just going to be different than your character. I think fans are going to be excited for Borderlands 4 because of the build diversity.
Okay. Again, I like to hear what they say. They sound like they're being genuine with what they're saying. One sec. Okay, so this is designing Rafa. So we're gonna have a little bit of might be more chill than me reacting like that for grenades, explosions everywhere. But like again, I want to be able to take their word for it. I mean, there's different departments under the developers that cover certain things. Like you have the people who design the characters and all that. Then you have the people who handle actual gameplay and everything. And then you have the writers and stuff for the story, right? And it all supposed to come together with like some delicious stew. So at least from the gameplay aspect, it sounds like it's going to be a ton of fun. I'm taking their word for it. So, you know, I'm just saying that good gameplay mixed with good balancing, mixed with a good story. I'm really hoping that Borderlands 4 is the one that brings it all back from whatever Borderlands 3 was for me, bro. I'm just saying, it just, yeah. And I've seen something that, again, I think I said this at the beginning of the video, that the Vault Hunters are back in the cutscenes, which, yeah. I'm not sure how you can pull any bullshit with an Exo Ninja in the cutscenes. Like, because when you incorporate them in the cutscenes, it makes you have to consider the character's abilities, like especially the Dark Siren Vex over here, and especially this wild. He seems calm, cool, and collected, but also like this big beast savage. The Viking, more Viking Norse character, which we didn't get really much on, and then the more engineering look, like kind of looks like not Mose, but you know what I'm saying. Kind of was to me when I seen her character, it was more reminiscent of a more sciencey Mose. So the other character, the girl, you have to take in all their abilities and actually incorporate them into the story, where it's like in certain scenes, these are the things that would be running through my mind, but I wouldn't, if I'm putting characters in a cutscene, I know depending on the mood and the circumstance of whatever is taking place within the cutscenes, and I'm a writer who's writing the characters, I understand how each character would pop off in certain cutscenes, especially if those four, it looks like, were in the stuff that happened with Maya. They're not going to let Troy and whatever the sister's name pop up out of nowhere and just do what was done. Like, it's like, where are they just standing? They were just caught off guard. It's like, okay, if they were caught off guard, show this. But these characters seem like they're very oppressive. They're going to be very oppressive in this storyline because, again, I also heard that vault hunting is illegal, or vault hunters are. I seen in the other trailer they were caught in the beginning by the time the main antagonist. So, you know, it feels like this whole thing is going to be about like breaking free of the oppression. That's why I also said these vault hunters feel more oppressive. So I'm like, you know, make sure that's also incorporated in the cutscenes and how it moves through the story. Like, these don't seem like vault hunters that are really gonna chill. It seems like they're gonna, you know, you got Rafa breaking free from Tediore, you got Vex breaking free from the retail life, and with the other two characters, whatever, we're gonna hear about them. So yeah. Let's see, we got holy sorry headphone users.
Rafa is our introduction to the soldier in this installment of Borderlands. Rafa is a charming, devil-may-care jack of all trades. He is a Swiss Army knife on legs, straight out of the TDR playbook.
Like.
You know, it's all about versatility, all about mobility, all about getting the job done.
Call me Rafa, sir.
If Vex was a triangle, Rafa is a hexagon. If we look at his overall silhouette, he is defined pretty loosely. He's got a casual fit. His prosthetic legs were part of his transition during his time in the TDO army, but the real silhouette marker are the exo arms that are attached to his back. As he's got, you know, the blades out, they kind of form this nice hard angle up at the sides, whether it's up above him or off on the side. Like, it really is this extension to provide some negative space between him and the environment.
Rafa's personality is very outgoing. He has an ego to him. Within those effects, we wanted to portray that by giving out a lot of very large explosive effects. You know, the effects are bombastic. They're over the top. Large explosion, you know, large action skill, you know, bright lights, bright emissives, things that feel powerful. We want the player to feel powerful all the time, and especially with Rafa, with you know, the large ego. Boom, it's going to have large effects.
We wanted to take this big dive into, you know, making him feel really cool. All right, let's dive into these greens. Let's dive into these, you know, nice cobalt aesthetics with, you know, some little complementary browns and yellows. Like, he is a bit more reserved. He's not super flashy when it comes to needing all these crazy color pops, but, you know, he is loud when he comes on the battlefield. Rafa's face and the personality there, it was contentious. You know, we really had a difficult time figuring out how to make him expressive, how we wanted players to, you know, kind of interact with him, and the choice that we ended up making was to let the player decide. We gave them an option to start the game either with the mask on or with the mask off. Yeah, his initial presentation is with the mask and the hood. You know, it's very impactful, it's very cool, but as soon as the game starts, you can take that off, really buy into, you know, all the jokes about his charming smile, and make sure that that's, you know, reflected and that you can see him as a person as well. Rafa's design is a juxtaposition between this military and this kind of, like, you know, world after his service, kind of seeing these hexagonal shapes. He's very well rounded, very well proportioned in terms of the balance on his kit. He can jump, slide, glide, all of the above with relative ease, and nothing's going to slow him down.
Yeah, man, that's the best way to describe him. He is the Swiss Army knife, bro. Man, I want to see what the comments are saying. Jolt's dude, Blade Daddy, I know this guy. It took 28 seconds for Vex to be mentioned in a video about Rafa. The people still mentioning Vex are the same people who complain about the game even though they're never gonna play it. What? Okay, this is where I stay away from comments. I'm not even gonna dive down to that stream. This is exactly why you don't. Like Puss in Boots, but with exo blades and shoulder cannons. Yeah, that's why I like his character. He's got like the charm that, like, he's got the. I like see myself in the character. That's why I also play certain characters. Roland was this comment is the one I really wanted to highlight. It's crazy, Borderlands, how you didn't heart this one. Former Crimson Lance soldier, Axon, former Dahl soldier, Mose, former Vladov soldier, Rafa, former Tediore. That comment didn't even get love from Borderlands? Crazy. Rafa is going to be a fan favorite, I'm calling it. I've said it before, but this dude is exactly how I imagine myself as a vault hunter. Easy first pick. Slicing dicey. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like Rafa, it's funny, these characters, they got me in a chokehold with these characters that really make me feel like myself, because he reminds me of Mirage from Apex Legends. So I like Mirage's style. You know, it's kind of like not exactly totally how I am in person, but this idea that he's the kind of the charm, but less of. I feel like sometimes I feel like the way they do characters is pretty good. Oh man, I want to say certain things. It's like this. He doesn't feel like the kind of. Oof, I don't want to say it like that because I feel like I'm gonna offend people. He feels like controlled charm. He feels like he's got this charm and this presence about him, but it's not like a playboy sort of charm. It's more like he's just like, I don't know, that guy on his own kind of thing. I like it. I don't know. I like Rafa. That's why I'm like, damn, bro, this is gonna be a hard pick, bro, because the other characters too. Nah, Rafa might be my dude, bro. I don't know. Rafa might be my guy. Because Rafa is like Rafa as a character, and this type of character like Mirage and stuff is exactly the person I grew into. So, man, I don't know. I like Rafa, dude. Fuck, Rafa's a good character. Shit, man. Anyways, I like all the attention to detail that they put in with the character, even talking about the negative space around the, the form. They said if Vex is like a triangle, he's like a hexagon. I like that mind frame. That's really cool. There's a lot of intent, but I can tell that with Borderlands anyways, with the jokes that hit in the series, the designs and everything, and how they make everything flow in the world. Even if some games in the past lacked on story and stuff like that, they do a really good job with just building an entire game together. And I'm not surprised by that. These are some masters at their craft. But yeah, man. Yeah, Rafa's done extremely well to me, bro. Rafa's one of the best. Definitely. I knew when I seen the first trailers, you can go back to my videos, I knew I was gonna play Rafa. I talked about going between, I'm pretty sure all of them, but Rafa at least was the most definite where I was like, oh yeah, I might end up playing Rafa, dude. Because I played Axton first. Did I beat the game as? Did I play? I never really liked Salvador, but I played Axton first. In the first game, I think I played Roland. I'm pretty sure I played Roland, but I think I may have played Mordecai. But definitely, Axton, no-brainer. Mose was a no-brainer. I also played Flak. Did I play Flak last, though? I played Zane, too. Zane was kind of like, again, I like that assassin type charm. Cool. So Rafa again is probably another no-brainer. I probably might just start the game, play through it with him, really get close with the character, and play Vex next. Because I played in Borderlands 3, I played the Siren last, but I may play Vex next. But I'll play the game probably first as Rafa. And again, until we see the character stuff for the other two, it might switch. But Rafa is feeling exactly what I want from the game. Like this. Let me see if there's any more Rafa content, and then I'll give like my final whole thing. Okay, I was checking some stuff on their page, and I actually came across a video that talked about the character's name for the Viking guy is Amon. So that's cool. Amon seems pretty cool. It was a dude covering like the stuff. I might just do my own video and look at like the actual website and everything for stuff. But yeah, so yeah, Rafa. Let's talk about Rafa. Let's talk about, my I guess expectations are sort of just, my excitement for the upcoming game. One thing I want to say is, for me, I'm a big writer in my own time and a big world builder. I love designing like worlds and thinking of worlds and thinking of characters within that world, and also characters who have really cool arcs, like character arcs, everything like that. I don't know. I really do actually like that stuff, and I'm very passionate about it. And I fell in love with Critical Role and the way Matt does his world and stuff like that. So I feel like just as a hobbyist, it's a really passionate thing about me, and I think that's why I cared a lot about the story. But of course, I didn't let it blindside me and just go into I'm not a person like that anyways, but blindside me into just straight negatively talking about Borderlands 3. But I can't lie, it was significantly bad. I feel like at one point, it just, I don't know who writes. Also, it's like Mayo with tons of experience. It just felt odd. And then even not to incorporate the Vault Hunters in the cutscenes was very odd too. I don't know. Anyways, but long story short, I think I'm excited. I think it's going to be a good game. I've heard it's completely like open world, so you can theoretically, what I heard is go from the beginning of the game and walk all the way to the end game content, which sick. No load screen, stuff like that. Sick. Who wouldn't, you know? I wasn't mad at the instance based like open world where you go to a zone and you open world that map. That was pretty cool too. I don't know if there's a difference in performance between those two things, as you know, I know things do deload in the background, like the whole object permanence where you're looking at a certain stuff and it gets rendered and things behind you get rendered way less. So I don't know how it's actually really gonna play. As for that, man, but keeping it mostly on Rafa really quickly, because I do got a lot. I think Rafa's a great character, dude. I think it's a very strong and solid character, and if the writing is there with all the echo logs or whatever else we discover about the characters, I think, you know, I think just from seeing the characters alone and everything, it's given me a lot of hope for the writing. But I'm gonna again keep my bar very low, just so you know. Keeping my bar low is helping because everything I've seen so far has excited me, and it's just I get more hype. I like that they're all telling their story around the campfire. I wonder if that's something just for the trailers or something that's actually going to be incorporated into the main game, like the main beginning sequence and cinematic. I don't know if it's really going to involve them actually telling their story, but it starts at some sort of campfire. That would be sick. Very cool. But from Rafa's designs to the intention put behind them, and that speaks to all the characters as well, because I'm going to look at Vex's stuff. I mean, yeah, sick. You guys are popping off over there at the studios. Again, it's hard for me to really know. I've seen that people got to play the game early, but again, I just don't know who to trust when it comes to actually reviewing the game, giving their honest opinions. I'm not too sure, because you know, I do feel like certain content creators are going to be a little bit biased and unbiased, but I'm hoping we're getting genuine reviews from these people about how the game is. Don't know the the agreements between what they can and can't say about the game. Yeah. Other than that, I think I'm very hyped for it. Again, one of the big things I would just hope for is the gameplay is very fun. The legendaries are worth it, and there's not too many legendaries, you know, popping off, and the variety is still there. The end game content is really good to grind. What else? I'm an achievement hunter, so I like to try to 100% a game. Borderlands 4 could be that game. I look for games to 100%. So maybe, depending on how fun it is. I was trying to do 100% of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. I don't remember how far I got. I was playing that with my bro. We had tons of fun because it was us playing. And again, that's another thing to games. Games, you really put the fun in a lot of games unless the game is legit unplayable. You're really the person who makes the game, and I feel like you really tailor your experience, because a lot of games are fun. There's a lot of games out there that I never thought I would enjoy till I just tested them and learned to have fun with it, because really, you know, happiness and having fun comes from within oneself to really enjoy something. You know, there could be really crappy experiences, but again, to me, perception's reality. So you really, that's why Borderlands 3, like the writing, and there were some aspects that were really just really garbage, but I had a lot of fun with the game. So I can't just be like, it's a bad game. And the same thing here. The writing might not even be up to par. The main villain might be mediocre. We get to see some legacy characters come back, whatever, cool. It might just be mid, but it might be a really well put together game and still have loads and tons of fun from it. And probably I can create content with commentary videos. So, hey, that's good enough for me. Not going to pre-order it though. But, and again, they popped off with the DLCs in Borderlands 3. At least some of them. The Hammerlock one, again, that's why I wanted to show this YouTuber's like chart tier list at the end. I fully agreed with all of it, but the Blood Bounty, whatever Western one from 2. Sick, beautifully executed. Love the character designs and everything in that, and the Japanese Western feel combined 2 of my favorite mediums, so it was very, very sick. I like the Japanese style a little bit more than the Western, but man, the way they do the Western fits in this game, like just look at Rafa, they cooked. So yeah, so I'm gonna keep my bar low. I think it's gonna be a really good game. We'll see. Just again, listen to the people you're providing the game for, but of course, it's the game. Make a game that you guys enjoy. You know, that's the main thing at the end of the day. Make what you enjoy, but understand you're making it for people who grew up with this game. So all I can say with that is keep putting in that good work. You guys are doing amazing. It's fire. Can't wait to get my hands on the game. Yeah, man. Can't wait to see the other trailers and stuff too. I'll cover those when they come out. Let me know what you think down below. And I think that's it. Much love and Moonlight. I'm out.